Hi, I'm Tricia from Nature Lover Canada, and today we are at Charleston Lake hiking the Quiddity Trail. It's a 2.4 kilometer linear trail, and we're going to head out there this morning on this beautiful sunny morning. So let's go. You guys ready? Let's go. We had a very rainy, stormy day yesterday and the evening before that, so we did not get out to do much trails. But we did head into Delta and checked out a old mill heritage museum, which was really cool. If you happen to be at Charleston Lake and you need a rainy day activity, head north to Delta, the town of Delta, and check out that museum. This boardwalk is very slippery. If you hear a swish, 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 that's the water bottle that I'm carrying. Ooh, what's that? I'm showing you these. I think I just heard a wren. Some beautiful ferns, wet with the rain. And these other ferns that I forgot to look up. And there's a third fern that I've seen off in the distance there, the sensitive fern. I have the little plastic card with the ferns on it. It's in the truck right now, so I should really check that out so I can identify these ferns better for myself and for you. We're usually, in the past, up and out much earlier than this, but our little hound dog Chloe, that we haven't had quite 2 years, likes to sleep in. It takes her forever to wake up and eat her breakfast and get ready to go. Beautiful rock. That's all rock there beside me. It's trees and ferns and moss, lichen, and everything just growing right on top of it. I just absolutely love the Canadian Shield. So this is interesting. Leaves you wondering a little bit, doesn't it? There's a bunch of loosestrife up here, which is an invasive species. I would have hoped to have seen fireweed instead. All over this area. I mean, it's very pretty, but it's not native. So Chicha only stops for a couple of reasons. Either for me to catch up because I'm too far behind, or because she sees something and she's giving me the quiet, come quickly but be quiet. And that great big bird will land in a tree, which is pretty cool. Good eyeball. There he goes. Did you hear that sound? That was the sound of the great blue heron. Very squawky. This little area has a lot of duckweed in it and little tiny flowers on these little tiny lily pads. It's a lovely wetland. And to be able to walk over top of it and experience it like this is really, really spectacular. Just walking quietly and hopes to spot something else. On the bright side, we are also seeing some native species of wetland plants, including the cattail. I'm not seeing any Phragmites, which is awesome. always a very good sign. So, as much as I complain about invasive species, they aren't all bad. Some people would argue that it's just the natural progression, especially of our global world. It's kind of difficult to not have it happen.
Morning.
Good morning. So this trail is actually the beginning of a much longer trail, the Tallow Trail, which is a 10-kilometer trail. We're hoping, if the weather stands, we can spend a day hiking that trail, take our meals out with us. It's the longest trail at the park. There's another 5.7 kilometer trail, I think it's called Blue Mountain, and it's kind of like the top cliff trail at Bon Echo. You have to canoe over to it, although as far as I know there are no ferries or boats to take people like there is at Bon Echo. And then you hike to the highest point of the park. It's a beautiful park. We are here 7 days, but excuse me, we're getting limited by the weather, because unfortunately Chloe is not a fair weather dog. She will go out in the rain, but if there's even a hint of thunder, which she can smell from quite a distance away, unfortunately for us, she will not go out, especially on a trail. This is our third trail here at the park, and each one of the trails has been very different and very unique, which is great because then you get to experience all that this local area has to offer in terms of terrain, ecosystems, plant life. Okay, we've got a sign here for portage. And we're following the Quiddity Trail to Lookout signs. The little muddy area here. Just to be expected with the amount of rain that we've had in the last couple of days, so. Nice drinky out of the clear water. So it's supposed to be about 100 or so islands of varying sizes within the boundaries of Charleston Lake. Some of them are privately owned, some of them are publicly owned by the park itself. There's a beautiful butterfly coming toward me. And a dragonfly just landed on my shoulder. It's a beautiful trail, beautiful morning to be on the trail. And I've had a dragonfly set on me. See if we can catch up to the girls. So generally speaking, in the summertime, if I'm hiking, I'm in shorts and Teva sandals and a t-shirt. But the bugs are so, I hate to use the word bad, but so bad this year. There's so many of them that I'm in pants and short socks and shoes. So I'm sacrificing my temperature so that I don't have to cover my entire body with DEET. And quite frankly, some of the places that we've been hiking, the DEET hasn't helped. Keep in mind when you're hiking after rain. Rocks, roots are very slippery. Pine needles will slip from underneath your feet.
That's quite the uphill climbing.
Yeah. Trying to pretend that I'm not breathing heavy so that everybody doesn't just have to hear me panting. Lake looks really calm today. Actually, it's been calm most of the times we've looked at it anyway. Beautiful spot for a picnic or a snack if you had one. Oh, we could bring Becky up here for lunch. Who's a pretty puppy?
I'm okay.
Is she? So like I said at the beginning, this is a linear trail. We've just gotten to the top of the trail and the end of it, and there's a spectacular spot with a lookout over the lake. The sun is coming in this way, so this would be a great evening hike and a great place to take photos later in the day. It's a little bright for this time of the day. Make sure you bring water. There is some steep climbs. Not steep, but you know, quite an incline to get up here, as you maybe saw. I'm not sure how well the video shows it. Maybe you could hear me huffing and a puffing. And now we're gonna head back down, have a snack, get some homemade carrot cake that my mom made for us to come on this trip, which is delicious, by the way. And thanks, Mom. And then we're gonna hopefully hit another trail while we have clear skies. The other day, the skies were just as clear as this, and a storm came in so fast that we were getting ready to go on another hike, and it just blew in, and the dog's like, whoa, thunder's coming, and she's just like, I'm out. I'm not hiking anymore. So today's plan is to get as much hiking in as possible, because they're talking about 2 o'clock rain, possible thunderstorms. So we're going to show you the trail on the way back with as little talking as necessary, unless I see something that I really want to talk to you about. So here we go. This is the way back on the Quidditty Trail at Charleston Lake Provincial Park. We drank half of our Nalgene bottle full of water, so it may make more noise than it did coming up. That's not my stomach gurgling, just in case you're wondering. Oh, here it is. I was almost lost for a minute. This is the dog that won't get up before 8:30 in the morning.
I'm gonna try to drag you down a hill. Yeah, that one.
She's quite.
Through a walk, she gets hyper.
Yeah, she's kind of hilarious. Chloe had a lovely bath yesterday when we spent part of the day in Brockville at the Pet Value Dog Wash. So she's all nice and clean, and she's got a clean harness on and everything. That should last how long?
Oh, a couple more hours.
A couple more hours.
Not even. Already got her feet muddy.
So keep a careful look on the second part of the video. I know you might be thinking, why is she videotaping the same thing just backwards? It's because everything looks different especially in a forest like this, depending on which way you're looking. So if I was to photograph this trail, I would photograph it both ways. And if I was photographing a looped trail, periodically during the trail, I would turn around to see what the view looks like behind me, because sometimes the best perspectives or the best view or the best light is right behind you. You just have to turn around and see. So keep that in mind if you're out on a trail, you're out photographing, you're out videotaping, you're just out experiencing nature, to take a look around, not just always forward, because you can miss some really spectacular things. I know the one thing that I missed, that Chitra said she already saw, was there is a sign somewhere that shows you where this trail veers off to go onto the Tallow Trail, and I didn't see it. Chloe's back to her nice little drinking spot. Toes in the water, toes in the water. Oh, she's thinking about it. She's thinking about it.
It's deep there. She'd be swimming. Can I let her go?
If she wants to go. This is camping. This is her experience too. There she is. She's swimming in the water. Good girl. You're swimming. Good girl. Good job, Chloe. What a good puppy. Oh my goodness. This is the most she's ever swam, and she did it on purpose. Oh, wow. Good puppy. Are you swimming? Are you? Yeah, you just had a bath. We're so excited that she's swimming that I literally just forgot. She just completely ruined her bath. Oh my goodness. This is kind of exciting though. Last year we could barely even get her in the water. Now look at her. Hi, cutie. Good job, Chloe. Good job. Yep.
I'm okay with water. I'm not so okay with,
Duckweed.
head deep in mud.
We saw she had webbed toes. We knew she could swim.
Good girl, Papu.
And I bet you that tail, like Maya's, would be a very good rudder. Are you excited? Yes, you are. You gonna chew that log? I think she's excited. She's very proud of herself, I think. There's a log at Quiditty Park. If you would look back in the videos, Chloe's videos of Quiditty Park, she's digging up the end of one.
All right. Okay. All right. You're all right.
And we don't normally encourage her to chew wood, but she chews so little. So infrequently.
No.
Yeah. Slow.
Alright. Well, this is the part where I'll end up in the water.
She's gonna be in the drink.
I don't mind so much, but very muddy there.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, that's super exciting. See, and if I wasn't videotaping the way back, we would have missed Chloe's first real swim. If you've seen some of our first videos from years ago or have been to our website, we used to have a beautiful yellow lab named Maya, and she was an amazing swimmer. And she just absolutely loved it. And you, to the point where you had to stop her because she would be completely exhausted. But she would still go out and get a stick, and if you didn't throw something, she would go and find something in the water. A stick, a rock, a shell. She didn't care. She was a worker when it came to the water. Wasn't good at fetching on land, but in the water, she would fetch all day. So that sound you just heard are male cicadas. It's quite a large bug. And only the males sing. Which surprisingly to me is very similar to birds. There are very few female birds that sing. I just saw a little tiny toad. This is one of those trails that feels like it's uphill both ways. Probably because it is uphill both ways. So we're back on the boardwalk from the beginning. Right up until the end of this boardwalk is considered to be wheelchair accessible. And then, of course, the rest of the trail is definitely not. There are a few benches along the way. And then, of course, the lookout has rock that you can sit on. See steam coming up off the boards there where the sun is. I don't know if you can see that in the video. So that is the 2.4 kilometer linear trail, Quiditty, at Charleston Lake, Provincial Park. It was very lovely, flat for the first part, right up until the end of the end of the second boardwalk, and then it started getting rocky, lots of roots, and went up and down a couple of ridges until we finally got to the lookout where you could see part of the campground and the lake and some of the islands. Very lovely trail both ways, even though it's linear. Take a snack for the top of the lookout and you're really going to enjoy this trail. My glasses are steaming up. So we really enjoyed that one. We're hopefully going to get to the longer trail. You can see the signs beside me telling you that you can take a dog on these trails, and the longer trail is marked every kilometer, so it gives you an indicator of where you are along the 10-kilometer trail. Of course, that's not the trail we just did, so hopefully we're going to have another trail video for that one. So check the links, check the playlist. We've got all the videos in one playlist for the 26-day camping trip, 8 different parks, and as many trails and different adventures that we could definitely take during that time, weather and time permit it. So thanks for joining us today. I am Tricia from Nature Lover Canada. Thanks for coming along. Join us on the next trail. We're not sure which one it's going to be, but there's going to be another from Charleston Lake, guaranteed. Thanks again, and we'll see you out there.